In the glowing heart of Neoterra, a futuristic city drenched in neon lights and digital secrets, 17-year-old Jimmy Donaldson lived an ordinary life. A shy tech whiz, he spent most of his days at school and nights building gadgets in his small bedroom workshop. He dreamed of making a difference, but never imagined how soon that dream would become reality. If you like this kind of stories, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Everything changed the night he snuck into the tech lab where he interned. Curiosity had lured him beyond the restricted doors, into a chamber glowing with electric blue light. There, inside a glass pod, a black spider with glowing blue veins twitched unnaturally. It was a prototype, part cybernetic, part biological. A living experiment in cross-species data integration. One that wasn't supposed to escape, but it did. It bit Jimmy on the wrist. He screamed, collapsed, and everything went black. When he awoke in his bed the next morning, he was changed. His senses were heightened. He could see digital frequencies floating in the air like patterns. His body moved with unnatural agility. He could cling to walls, leap across rooftops, and shoot energy webs from custom-made gauntlets he quickly designed from scrap. Jimmy wasn't just smart anymore. He was powerful, but power always comes with a price. Later that week, a group of cybercriminals known as the Wire Rats raided the school science fair, stealing a prototype energy core. Jimmy watched helplessly as they escaped, and one of their drones exploded, injuring his best friend, Tommy. That night, guilt consumed him. If he had stepped in, if he had used his powers, Tommy might still be okay. But fear had held him back. He vowed never to let that happen again. In the glow of his workshop, he stitched together a suit from flexible carbon fiber, integrated cloaking tech, and layered it with web-reactive panels. With a mask to hide his face and custom-built web gauntlets, Jimmy Donaldson vanished, and Webshade was born. Over the next few nights, whispers spread through Neoterra's back alleys. A masked figure dropping from shadows. Criminals webbed to walls. Surveillance cams hijacked. The Wire Rats started disappearing one by one. Webshade was real, and he was hunting, but he wasn't the only one watching. Dr. Lennox Crane, once a genius inventor, now a digital terrorist, saw the rise of Webshade as an opportunity. Crane had been a mind behind the Cyber Spider project, fired and disgraced after pushing it too far. But Jimmy's transformation proved the experiment had worked, and Crane wanted that power back. He emerged from the shadows as Phantom Pulse, corrupting the city's power grid with a digital virus, shutting down traffic systems, hospitals, police networks. His message echoed across every screen. Neoterra is sick, but I offer a cure. The cure is control. He demanded the surrender of Webshade. Jimmy struggled. He'd only just begun understanding his powers, and now a war for the city was being waged in his name. But he wasn't alone. Nova Quinn, a fellow student and underground hacker, discovered Jimmy's identity and chose to help him. She'd once worked under Crane as a young prodigy before escaping his influence. With her knowledge and Jimmy's instincts, they formed an unlikely duo. Crane launched his first strike, releasing a weaponized drone swarm into downtown Neoterra. Jimmy fought to save civilians, swinging between skyscrapers, disabling drones mid-air, saving a falling monorail car in a nail-biting moment of raw strength. But Crane had been watching, learning. He adapted the swarm to mimic Jimmy's moves. Webshade found himself outnumbered and outmatched. In the chaos, one of the drones captured Nova. Jimmy tried to save her, but she was gone, vanished into the digital net. Crane's voice taunted him through the comms. You can save the city or your friend. Choose wisely. Jimmy was broken. He sat alone on a rooftop, suit damaged, wrists bloody from overfiring his gauntlets. For a moment, he wanted to quit. Then he remembered Tommy's words. You were a hero before the bite, Jimmy. The powers just let the world see it. With renewed fire, he rebuilt his suit. Lighter, stealthier, stronger. He enhanced the web launchers, infused his gloves with magnetic pulse coils, and prepared for the final battle. Crane was hiding inside the city's central data tower, a skyscraper doubling as the neural core for Neoterra's AI systems. If he completed his upload, he would become part of the city itself, an immortal, digital god. Jimmy launched into the tower under cover of night. Floor by floor, he webbed through deadly traps, hacked into defense systems, and left a trail of defeated wire rats behind him. The city watched through hacked live streams as Webshade rose higher and higher, a one-man army fighting for their freedom. At the peak of the tower, Jimmy faced Phantom Pulse one-on-one. Crane had fully merged with the digital grid. His body flickered like a ghost, voice distorted, arms crackling with data. "You're still just a boy in a mask," Crane growled. "And you're still just a man who was afraid to fail," Jimmy replied. Their battle tore through the sky. Webs versus data blasts, flips versus phasing attacks, real against digital. Finally, Jimmy overloaded his gauntlets with a short-circuit surge, electrocuting the tower's grid and grounding Crane's avatar. Crane screamed as his code unraveled. Jimmy pulled Nova from a stasis pod moments before the tower's core collapsed. They escaped just as the building imploded in a storm of static. The city cheered. The news called Webshade a myth, a miracle, a menace. No one could agree on who he was, or if he even existed. And that was exactly how Jimmy liked it. Weeks later, Nova gifted him a new suit upgrade. Tommy finally left the hospital, and Jimmy returned to school, just another student in a hoodie, hiding bandaged wrists under his sleeves. But every night, as the lights of Neoterra flickered on and sirens wailed in the distance, Jimmy looked out over the rooftops and leapt into the web sky. Because being a hero wasn't about powers, it was about choice. And Jimmy had made his. He was Webshade, and Neoterra was safe. For now. Thank you for watching until the end. You are amazing, and we would love to have you back. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for being with us.